Tuesday, September 11th, 2001, began like any weekday morning in lower Manhattan. Thousands of New Yorkers heading to work on a bright autumn day. Then, at 8:46, came news that an airliner had crashed into one of the Twin Towers at the World Trade Center.
There's been some sort of explosion at the World Trade Center.
A breaking news story to tell you about. Apparently, a plane has just...
We understand that there has been a plane crash on the southern tip of Manhattan.
20 minutes later, a second airplane crashed into the second Twin Tower. President Bush first heard the news in Sarasota, Florida.
Today, we've had a national tragedy. Two airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
Then at 9:40 that morning, the third plane crashed into the Pentagon.
You want to be careful here. We don't want to get too far ahead of this, but obviously this has all the appearances of an extraordinarily well-coordinated and devastating terrorist attack.
Just before 10 o'clock, as thousands of office workers fled from the Trade Center, the first tower collapsed.
There was a cascade of sparks and fire, and now it looks almost like a mushroom cloud explosion, this huge billowing smoke in the second tower. This was the second of the two towers hit, but just look at that. That is about as frightening a scene as you will ever see.
It was all playing out literally in back of me. There was no television studio between me and the event. It was right there. All I had to do was turn around, and I did many times that day with viewers.
30 minutes later, the second tower came crashing down.
Good Lord. There are no words.
We all just needed a moment to look at it and think about it, and nothing I could say was going to be as powerful as what they saw. Nothing I could add was going to make people feel better or, frankly, worse. It was all in front of them.
Hijacked plane crashed into a field in Pennsylvania while possibly headed toward the White House. The sinister implications of the day's events were becoming...
There were so many pictures that were also powerful. And time has a way of changing what seemed powerful. At first, the power was in the buildings, the planes, the things. Now, when I think about it, it's the images of people. It's the firemen, it's the rescuers. It's that walking out of that scene covered in dust, carrying...
In the weeks and months following September 11th, 2001, Americans would band together to face the consequences of a country transformed by terror. They would try to find their footing in a world whose freedom and security, peace and war, were now inextricably woven into the fabric of everyday life.